This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Black Vegas, and part 4 of doing the dash. We're gonna basically just focus in on my personal experiences, the highs and the lows, and just to give you a sense of like what it can be like. It can be wild. It can be crazy. I've had some interesting deliveries. I mentioned one before where I had to go into somebody's backyard to the basement door to deliver, because I was told to bring it to the location, and I was told to hand it to the person. And this is when I didn't follow. This is why you should follow instructions. You should always read the instructions. Love of God, read the instructions. Um, they had mentioned like bring it to the door. It's in the basement, but I went to the front door, and an old lady answers, and she's like, "What is this for?" And I'm like, "Somebody named so and so ordered this." She's like, "Oh, it's my son. It's around back. You have to go around back into the backyard and then down the stairs." And I go around back, and there's no lights. It's pitch black. I don't know what's back there. I can't see shit. I actually had to turn on the flashlight on my phone to make sure I don't fuck myself up. And I'm glad I did, because it was this like really tiny stairwell with a bunch of garbage all over the place, blocking the stairs to the door to where I can give the person the stuff at the back door. And this is like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Luckily, it was in a pretty nice enough neighborhood, but still, that don't matter. You don't know what the fuck is up with people. Just like the other day, I had a delivery to this place in a quote unquote nice area, but their whole entire house was pitch black. They had garbage strewn all over the driveway, all over the lawn. It looked like it was an abandoned house in the middle of like a bunch of other opulent houses. So it was like, this must be a setup. Thankfully for me, they asked to leave the door, so I went to the door. I took the picture, I left the stuff, and I got the hell out of there as quickly as possible. Thankfully, it was my last delivery. I can go home. Um, I've had hood experiences, not ones like the one dash you saw getting shot at. Although I do have a shooting story, um, but these people, twice I've had to deliver to buildings that were basically surrounded by drug dealers and smokers hanging out outside, you know. And this is at night. Having to walk up several flights of stairs, past people sitting up there getting smoked out, things like that. Like, it can be fucking dangerous. And me being the person I am, I tend to make it more dangerous because I know a lot of drivers who be like, "Fuck that." They'll call, let you know I'm outside. In fact, the one time I went up the flight of stairs with a bunch of drug dealers and stuff like that, I was nice to them because I was like, "Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Excuse me, I need to take this." And they were like, "All right, let's go." And I get up there, and the person is shocked. They're like, "Whoa." Usually they just call from outside and tell me to come outside. Like, wow, you did that. I've had it in places where even you wouldn't think that uh, you would have that happen. Like, have people say that to me. Like, in neighborhoods that are pretty cool. It might be a little difficult to get to their building in an apartment complex, but there was no reason to feel danger. But I've had people like, "Wow, you actually brought me my food to the door like I asked?" It's like, yeah. Which goes to show you, hey, some of us don't always do what we're supposed to do. Um, which kind of makes it understandable when you get the weird instructions where people are like, "Please hang it on the doorknob and put it here, locate it right there. Please make sure to text me. Call me at least if you're not." Like, I've had somebody literally said, "If you're not going to give me my food like I asked for it, please call me and let me know." I'm like, but you asked to hand it to you. Well, it's wild shit like that. Um, okay, the shooting thing. I'm actually delivering 2 biscuits from Popeyes. 2 biscuits, and this is the last order of the night, late at night. It's around 9 something, and it's still part of DC that's not that great. Anyway, I'm driving down the street, and I pull up to a stop sign, and stop like I'm supposed to. All of a sudden, I see a dude run out into the street in front of my car, stands in front of my car, and immediately dumps off like I don't know, 4 or 5 shots down the street. This is coming across me in front of me the other way and then runs off. I'm just standing there like, what the fuck? Um, I take the person their 2 biscuits and I hightail it out. Thankfully, I was only a block and a half from the person, but that shit was fucking wild. So you get wild experiences, crazy experiences, stories like that. You meet some cool people who are very, very nice. So it's not all madness. Um, you know, and there are people who will tip very generously. This one guy had me pick up from Red Lobster. It was a multiple delivery things. I had to go to one place first, and I had to go to his house second. And on my way to his house, he calls me and he's like, well, I need to get ready to go to my mom's house for her birthday. And I was kind of hoping the food would get here at a certain time, but I didn't know when it was getting here. And I apologized to him before because I had let him know when I got to the Red Lobster anyway. Like, it's actually moving kind of slow. They don't even have your food ready, and they have multiple deliveries. He was like, "That's cool. Just let me know when you're on your way." And I let him know I was on the way. But unfortunately, it put me at a time where I was kind of late. And I was about 10 minutes away from him. And he was like, "Well, I need to go over to my mom's house. Could you do me a favor? Could you just bring it to my mom's house?" I'm like, "Sure," knowing that you have to go to the location that you originally addressed in order to complete delivery. And I let him know that. He was like, "That's fine. You know, I understand." But I let him know I'll come to his mom's house first, um, just to make sure they get the food. Because I understand your mom's birthday, cool. Now, originally the tip for it was supposed to be like $5, or at least I thought it was $5. So I don't know. I was only getting paid $9 for the whole delivery, so I just assumed like mileage plus tip is probably a $5 tip. Um, and I get there, I hand it. It was a large order, a couple $100 worth of food, and all that. This is like during the beginning of the pandemic, by the way, so it's understandable why they would order so much food for a birthday party because they're like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. I was talking to them like it's mom's birthday. We're just trying to do something small for her because of the pandemic. We still want to do something. I'm like, cool. Happy birthday to your mom. Handing him his food and all that. He was like, thank you so much. Appreciate it. So I leave. I go to the place where I'm supposed to actually take it to so I can complete the delivery. When I complete the delivery, fucking $45 tip shows up out of nowhere. Like, wow. And it's the probably the biggest tip that I got, or maybe the second biggest, because I decided to work before Thanksgiving dinner one day, and I delivered pizza to a liquor store. The liquor store was literally next to the pizza place. Like, pretty much, I walk out the pizza place, walk past the 7-Eleven, there's a liquor store. Because when I got in the car, I was like, okay, let me go GPS, and GPS like, you're here. I was like, oh wait, this is the same exact address. So I look and like, oh yeah, the liquor store's right there. Okay, that's crazy that they didn't just walk over and get their stuff. But Thanksgiving liquor store, that shit's busy because everybody's trying to get their holiday cheer. So I take them like they're like, jeez. I want to say it was at least 6, if not 8 pizzas, maybe more, and all that. And they're like, thank you, whatever. I'm like, cool. You guys have a good holiday. Now this was order. It came in saying it was a $10 order. So I'm thinking, okay, travel time and distance, probably $5-6 tip. Cool. I complete it, and it's like a $42 tip on there. So you will get things like that because sometimes they don't. One of the things about DoorDash is when the tip is, I guess, over a certain threshold, they don't show it in complete. Because I've had many deliveries that it will say like, this is a $10 job, and I complete it, and I'm getting like $17-18 for the job completely because somebody gave me a $10 tip. So you get nice moments like that. You get nice interaction with people, like I did with dude with his mom for her birthday. Sweet old lady who gave me $1. Didn't expect it from this retirement home, and I was like, "Ma'am, you don't have to do that." She's like, "It's fine." And then she tipped me on top of that in the app, which was wild. But you get a lot of crazy. It is a lot of highs and lows. Like some days, like I said, in the one about making 11, You'll get really bad days financially, and you'll get some really shitty people, really rude people, whatever. People ask for way too much. Sometimes people actually to get stuff. I actually had one person try to bribe me with the tips, saying like, take this $20 and buy basically a $20 bottle of liquor, and if there's change from it, like you just keep it through the tip. So I didn't go to the liquor store. I let them know I didn't. I let them know that I let DoorDash know that I'm going to have them like refund their tip. DoorDash was like, you keep the tip. We'll just give her a credit and move on. So that was like interesting. People, don't do that. Don't ask your like dashes to do extra. I know there's dashes that will do that shit, but don't be hood like that. God damn it, people. That's just so like ignorant. But yeah, and it's been times where like some places were hard to get to. I've missed certain details, which I hate. We've had bad experiences with stores. They're very, very rude in stores and all that. Um, Poor, slow service. Just it can be stressful. It can be straining, but you get a lot of cool things. And I think that's one of the reasons why I actually like to do it, because of the cool interactions. Because I'm that type of person that really likes to do stuff for people and help people. I've always been, I guess you could say, kind of a service type person. Like I like to make people smile, and I like to do things to help people and bring them joy. So kind of the delivery facilitates that, you know, that addiction within me to do stuff like that, I guess you could say. But yeah, it can be crazy. Now, you've heard me talk about taking pictures in some of the videos as far as deliveries. I tend to stress that because here's like a really, really big low in doing DoorDash. And then I'm going to end this video. So, as I said in the previous video, when you do deliveries, you have two options. You could have people pick either hand it to them or to have them leave it at the door. Since as the pandemic has gone along, DoorDash has developed a system where if you got to leave it at the door, they ask you to take a picture first. Now you can escape that and bypass it by just saying that you hand it to a person. It's funny. I just got a delivery for myself today where the person obviously did that because I put to leave at the door. I get a knock at my door, and then it said my delivery was completed. No picture, nothing, no indication that it was delivered, other than it was delivered. So I'm assuming, they must have just hand it to them. I handed it to the customer, which you can have that option. You can not take the picture, just say to the app you handed it to the customer. I guess people feel like that makes things faster. I don't know. Some people just don't want to be bothered with the picture aspect of it. I personally take the pictures. Not only do I take the pictures on my phone, and then add the picture from my gallery to the app, so that I still have a record of the picture. Because here's the thing. And this is why I stress that you do take the picture, if you can, and if you can figure out a way to take the pictures, then the hand it to me scenario even better. People will lie. People will leave at the door, come and meet you, get their food. You say hand it to them. They're gonna like, oh no, I didn't get the food. Even if they say hand it to me, they'll still say they didn't get the food. It's too, so keep that in mind. And even if you take the picture, they'll try to say, I didn't get the food. Because people will lie just to get free food. And it's gotten bad in certain places. Like I know certain restaurants I go, they have you actually sign to prove that you picked up the food. So they have this sheet. So when people call or when DoorDash call and they say, oh, you didn't send them their food, they be like, driver named Michael picked this up at 11:53 a.m., and sent it to customer, Jane D. Um, you know, and it's just like some places they were like, could you please like confirm it in front of me so I could see you confirm it? Um, all that type of stuff. They're like, I need to see you push the button in front of me because I want people to know that, so I can tell people that yes, you did take it. Because people will lie and they will try to lie, and that costs DoorDash money. That costs the company money because they got to refund shit. So it's to your best interest to do everything you can to protect yourself. And if you are doing a leave at the door and you actually are going to leave it at the door, take that fucking picture. I know it seems like a hassle. Take that fucking picture. It's protection for you. Because people are shitty. There are people out there who are super shitty. You do not want to fucking end up getting cut off and not be able to do deliveries because people are lying on you. Because, after you get, if you make a delivery, you'll get, and most of the times it's a lie because you'll get that didn't get the food thing within 5 minutes of making a delivery. That's when you know they're lying. And then you have to fill out a form. Now, if you don't do this form in a certain amount of time, which I found out the hard way, you'll have this permanently put on your record. Or at least, not permanently, but temporarily on your record. It'll show, like, hey, you didn't complete this many orders. And they tell you point blank, if you, don't complete more orders and the people say that they didn't get their food, you'll be terminated. And it took months for that one ding to go away that I didn't immediately address right after I made a delivery. Because who really has time when you're doing deliveries? You're moving on to the next. But you kind of got to take the time to at least write a small summary of what happened and how things went down. So you got to pay attention to details of people. I tend to try to memorize certain things about people. Oh, they had dreads and a white tee and some black Timbs or whatever, if I can. Because you will get people who will fucking try to cheat you. And that's sad. It's very, very sad. And it's usually always the people who don't tip. It's never the people that tip. The people who tip tend to just, if they have an issue, it's because there's an actual issue. It's because the restaurant didn't give you food, they're missing the item or something like that. They don't tend to cause any trouble or make any noise. I did that one time as a customer because I'll tell it in another video, but yeah, it was because something went wrong. But most people who don't tip are the ones who are looking to jack you. It's for simple shit too that bothers me. I've gotten hit up. The one thing that got me fucked was, I believe it was an order to McDonald's. Yo, really? For some chicken McNuggets and some fries, you're going to try to, put me at risk at losing a means to make money. That's some fucked up shit. But people do that shit. They do that shit all the time. And they'll give misleading information and directions and things like that just to try to make it seem like, hey, you're not doing your fucking job. So, it's wild. It's fucking wild. But like I said, there's a lot more positive stuff to it, to me at least, that keeps me going. So, yeah. But those are some of the ups and downs, and highs and lows of what it is like to be a dasher. Anyway, as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll hit you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.